So my name is Crystal Murray. I'm actually from Idaho Falls, Idaho, but I just recently moved to Provo, Utah. And I own Crystal Clear Artistry. It was originally just makeup, and then now I have spray tans as well. So I did my spray tan training through Stupid Smart University. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about how I got to the point of wanting to go through the training, and then also what's happened since then. So for years and years and years, Tisha knows this, I sent her so many text messages and voice memos about how badly I wanted to get certified in spray tanning, and I wanted to have that knowledge from Tisha specifically. And I don't know how many times I was like, okay, I'm ready. Just kidding. Okay, I'm ready. And then I'd make another excuse. Something would come up. But then this last summer, I went through a major life change, and I ended up getting divorced. But right during that separation, like probably 3 days after I was separated, I actually reached out to Tisha, and I was like, girl, I'm ready. I'm ready to get certified and do the thing. And I'm sure she probably read that text and went, I've heard that before. But she jumped on a FaceTime call with me, and we chatted, and I told her everything of what's been going on in my life and why I'd been making excuses. And I was like, you know what? For once, I want something for me. And I wanted my revenge business. And she called it that. She was like, girl, this is your revenge business. And I was like, yes, it is. And I was so excited to have a new chapter. But it was more than that. So spray tan, just in general, like on myself, I've just loved getting to understand like products and like what works for me and my skin, and then like referring them to other people and referring spray tan artists to friends. And it was, just something I had a passion for that I just didn't make the leap. But then when I had my bigger reason where I was like, hey, I'm a single mom now, and the makeup that I was doing was a business, and I worked on it for many years, and I love the makeup that I do for all my brides, and I do production hair and makeup as well on film sets. And I just said, you know what, I've wanted to do spray tans since like high school, maybe sooner, and I just didn't take the leap. And I was like, okay, now I can add this as an add-on service, but also I can grow my personal business. And for a long time there was that like, you're not gonna make anything from spray tans. That's not where the money is. Like, that's what I kept telling myself and what other people in my life were telling me. And I was like, okay, so we're gonna shift this. And so after talking to Tisha and explaining all of my things, she was like, let's get you enrolled and let's do this. And within less than 24 hours, I had paid for it, and she sent me the link, and I was going. It took me less than 3 days to complete my certification, because I was so excited. So Tisha actually has a video of me opening up my box for the first time. My family recorded it, because I genuinely was so excited. Like, it was it really was a tender time where I was like, okay, I'm doing this on my own. And I wanted something for me. And I wanted to make money doing it. And so I opened my box, and I was literally tears of joy, and I was so excited. I was just like giddy. And I sat there and I held my little like spray tan pump for maybe a half hour, and I went through and looked, and it's as silly as it seems, that's genuinely how excited I've been. And I think that relationship with Tisha was different than probably any other spray tan program I could have gone through, because I feel like she like kind of not like grieved with me, but like got excited with me about this new chapter, and like cried with me, and was like so emotional for me, and to have this like new thing. And it so sweet, and it was just a totally different interaction than what any other way I could have pictured it. But anyway, so I started my certification, finished it so fast. I was so excited, and I I don't know how many like late night texts and Marco Polos I was sending her saying, does this look right? My gun's doing something funky. Like, I was so adamant about making sure that I was doing everything right. And I would go back through those videos and I would rewatch them, and she'd be like, hey, in this chapter, she'd always answer, in this chapter, go through here, I bet this would answer for you. And I'd go back through, and sure enough, she answered my question. And I always went back to those videos because there was so much detail in it that, like, no matter what question I had, it was answered in the education part of it, because she's so thorough, and she makes sure that she sets you up for success. She doesn't just teach you all the things. She also explains why she does them the way she does. And so that was so helpful in learning, that I feel like I caught on faster than I possibly imagined. And I expected a little bit of a growing period, like every business. But honestly, I'll be dead serious. Within probably a week of getting my certification, I had 30 clients on my books paying for my services, and not one of them complained about being orange. I was getting showered with compliments, but for being a new spray tan artist, I was being told that they didn't think I was new. For those that did know, a lot of them still don't know that I was brand new. And then after that, I think probably 3-4 weeks later, I had another 30, and then another 30, and I was booking big group teams, and I was having a bunch of brides and bridesmaids, and my business took off, and it's been awesome. I've been terrible about sharing it on social media, but it's been amazing. And so I've been able to take this course, and because you get to keep all of the things that you learn, and you get to go back years and years later if you want to and revisit those chapters in case there's anything that you're like trying to figure out or you're trying to like be better at. So I've already gone back multiple times. I'll admit it. I've gone back multiple times. Like, I think I'm doing a good job, but I want to know a little bit more about the science of spray tans and how I can explain this to a client that asked me. So I went back to the her breaking down the science of spray tanning and how it came to be, and just like the little things that she adds in there that you don't think about for your business until you're in your business. And so you go back, and so I've got to go back and do all of that, and I think it's something I'm going to continue to revisit, especially because she adds on, she updates. And so you're never just going to have old stuff. It's always going to be updated. It's always going to be the newest thing. She's always going to be constantly training herself and putting that in her education. She's going to share what she knows for all of us. And I absolutely love it, because that's what has set me up for success, has been this university. I do not think I could get the same experience anywhere else, completely honest. And then I was able to take my business that I started in Idaho Falls and move it to Provo and still be successful and still get to bring everything with me and she also shares how to be mobile and everything you can think of for a business owner, and not just if you were to do this in a salon. She gives you all the different variations of what you could do with it in a business. And so it's been really cool to adapt it to my new life and my new chapter, and to see me still being successful even in a new place, having to start fresh. So I absolutely am so grateful for the Stupid Smart University and for all of the knowledge I've been able to learn and continue to learn, that has changed my future. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful as a single mom and for my son, and that I get to have a strong business that'll continue to grow and to flourish. And I get to eventually hopefully share this education later down the road, because I love teaching and I get to implement that with my job. So anyway, I'm so grateful. Absolutely love Tisha. I promise you will not have a better experience anywhere else.